All right, everybody. Episode, I'm not even sure. There's been a bunch of them here. Let's recap where we are. The floor is completely toast right there. You can see right here, this has actually been exposed for about 3 or 4 days. And there is 100% waterlog in there. It's terrible. So what I did is, as we showed you over here, right, plenty of water damage. I went into where the fuel tank is underneath to just kind of squeeze around where the fiberglass is, and sure enough, you can feel some soft spots. So what I started doing was removing more carpet and trying to find a spot of the flooring that wasn't completely soaked underneath. And I found a little bit right here. You can see where I cut the floor off, mainly the fiberglass. I sliced that open. And then this is pretty good here. All right. And then this seems to have dried out a little bit more today, but that's pretty solid right there. So I thought, well, we're pretty good. And then as I was walking on this same side, I went over here and watch. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. You can probably hear it, but it's completely soft. Roughly on the same side as the gas tank here. And you look, and it almost looks like the fiberglass is completely disintegrated in there. Or sorry, the plywood. It's pretty terrible. So I'm not very happy with that. The goal here is when we put in new decking on top here, or new flooring, we got to have something solid for the new marine grade plywood to attach in conjunction to the old. And so far over here, haven't really found it. So what I did from there was I backed up into the ski locker and check out what I found in here. Pretty terrible, right? Look at that. The stringers are completely toast. So I peeled back some of the carpet and check this out. You could probably see that on camera. The fiberglass is completely delaminated here. We go on the other side, same thing. Stringers are really not attached to the flooring. Not really. So there's probably water that was able to get between the cracks here. As you can imagine, as we're rebuilding this transom out of a really strong material, it doesn't really sit well with me that I'm just going to do the transom and not fix the entire issue here. So what you're going to see in this series from this point forward is actually we're going to redo the flooring and the transom and the entire boat. What you'll see as we move forward here is we don't have the seats in anymore. So off camera, I went ahead and removed the seats. Driver, passenger, they were in there pretty good. I also removed, if you remember earlier on in the series, we had this little side. I guess it was mainly for like cup holders and some oddities that you'd put over there. I removed that. It was just held in by a couple screws that tie into that and that piece. Surprisingly, it's on pretty good. You'll notice a ton of debris. And what that tells you, and you may have the same issue with your boat, is there is a ton of little critters over time. Could be mice, could be raccoons that got in here. Take a look here underneath the driver's seat. You can see I removed there used to be a piece of plywood that went from top to bottom. Kind of gives you access to the live well over there. You can see a lot more debris over on that side. As we pan over here past the ski locker, you're going to see a whole lot of mess. And basically what had happened is a family of raccoons made their nest in here. And there used to be a piece of plywood that covered the front over here, and what I did was I removed the screws that went here and here, and I think there were a few, and I just leaned this back, and boom, there were actually 4 raccoons back here. I'll splice in that video series because I was originally going to leave it out, but I figured the viewers would like to see all the little raccoons in there that I found. We actually took them to a rescue shelter and they took care of them. But it just goes to show, when you're doing these projects, you never know what you're going to run into. Could be anything. Another thing too is this carpet has seen better days. It's a gray carpet and it's definitely going to get replaced. So we'll do a series on that as well coming up. One of the challenges we're going to find here is you have a fiberglass shell that goes around that side. I've worked on other boats too. This is a result of the top shell. When they sandwich it, you can see you have the top shell, which is up here, and the bottom, and then they use these rivets to put them together. That's kind of when you see the top shell, bottom shell, that's what I'm referring to. So this is actually part of the top shell up here. And what makes it terrible is all the plywood that's underneath it is going to be rotted. Check this out. Let's see if I can get a good shot. You can see it's cracked under there. It's probably not in the worst shape, but it's got to go. What I'm going to do in this next part of the series is I'm actually going to go in here and clean all this out. If you haven't, and you're in the same boat as I am, start removing all your boat seats like I had. You want to start getting everything out, as I mentioned earlier in the series, because sometimes, like I said, you're going to be working around fiberglass and you never know what's going to be, right, what that fiberglass is going to get a hold of. So let's move into the front here. When we tie in the fiberglass, we're going to need to tie it into the front. So what you're also going to need to do is remove the hinges for your seats. And the reason you're going to do that is you're actually going to tie in to the fiberglass that goes into the front over there. In some cases you'll have to tie in really far forward. I've redone a boat before and I had to do that. And then you'll see over here, this is where the live well is. That's going to be a huge challenge because we actually have to tie in to the fiberglass underneath the live well. So it's very well possible that I'm actually going to take the orbital saw and cut this live well tank out. The owners of the boat don't intend to use a live well in here, and they figured it would be better to have a solid front piece of fiberglass put in here where I can actually tie into it versus keeping this live well in there. Plus it makes a lot of work. From what I'm doing, I'm feeling underneath here, and it doesn't look like it's removable. So more to come on that. So basically I'm going to go ahead and continue removing all the seats up front. Get those out of the way. We'll take all the carpet out. All right. All the carpet along the edges is going to go. We're eventually going to take a look at this gas tank. You can see it has a new sender unit in here, so that's good. And you definitely want to, those vacuum connectors that I showed you earlier, they come in handy. You can see I've sealed those off. Same thing here. You don't want anything getting in there. Now, since I'm going to have the flooring out, I'm actually going to go ahead and more than likely dump this gas that's in here out, because when I was looking into the center unit here, there was some debris down there. So why not go through and clean everything out while you got it, and we'll inspect the gas tank a little bit more in detail. So I hope you like this series as we're progressing. Like I said, it used to just be a quick transom rebuild, and we've progressed now into completely doing the floor. We've got a special material I'm going to show you maybe in the next episode of the supplies that I've got. And we still have to clean up the transom. You see the wood particles that are still there. We're going to take a grinder, clean that up real good. All right. So stay tuned for the next series. We're going to get this boat cleaned out a little bit more, get some of the debris, and we will continue. We'll see you on the next episode. Have a good one.